Oh, okay. Hi there. So I thought I would do a video review of a gig I've just been to instead of writing one, but I probably will end up writing it and this will not see the light of day, but we'll see. So you have to excuse me, I'm very tired. I'm literally just back. I've got a cup of tea. I'm just knackered. So this will hopefully be quick and I'll try and edit it down into something more coherent. Anyway, so I went to see the band Barbara, the Brighton band Barbara, not Barbara Cartland or Barbara Streisand, at the Voodoo Rooms in Edinburgh. It was a fantastic gig. So just to summarise it, fantastic gig, the most fun I've had at a gig. And I got to chat to some of the band afterwards, very briefly though, but it was good. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's go back to the start. Arrived at the Voodoo Rooms and the doors were supposed to open at 7:30 and there was a wee bit late. They were a wee bit late in opening. They were late with the sound check, so we had to wait about 10 minutes, which was fine. When we got into the venue, after being stamped, we all went into the venue and there were seats everywhere. It wasn't a seated gig. The seats were left over from a previous gig, but they just left them. But I was happy about that because as someone who is small, you know, there's that whole debate about at gigs, if you're small, if you're tall, yada yada yada. But yeah, so if there's seats, then I'm very thankful. I was sort of one of the first few people in, so I actually managed to get the front row seat, or a front row seat. Just at the end there was like 5 people to my left and there's just a spare seat there, so I was like, oh, is anybody sitting there? And I'm like, no. So I was like, oh, brilliant. So I sat there and that was my seat for the duration. So we had to wait a little bit. They were playing music, Bowie, Fleetwood Mac, and then 2 people just sort of wandered onto stage, came onto stage, and it turned out that there was the support act, which I didn't know there was going to be a support act. It didn't really mention it in the posters, unless there was an updated poster I didn't see. But anyway, it doesn't matter because support acts are great. So the support act was Matthewplease. So a guy called Matthew, and he was assisted with his friend, or by his friend, I want to say Karen or Kelly, and I apologise if you guys are watching this because I'm rubbish with names, but you were exceptionally good, both of you. So Matthew was on I think it was an electric acoustic guitar, and the lady was on electric, and just really good. So Matthew it's basically his, like, he was the artist really, and they did about 6 songs in total, really good. I loved it. In a way it kind of reminded me of XTC or Anti-Partridge in terms of there was some guitar progression choices that were a little bit different, not unexpected, which I really like. So that was great. And he said they had friends dotted around the audience who had these cards, and you know, his friends would give them out, and there's a QR code at the back and you scan that and it takes you to the Matthew's Linktree, so you can follow him on Instagram, find his music on Spotify. He's not got any albums yet. I did actually ask him, I said, have you got any albums out? Because I was thinking I could listen to it and feature it on my New to Me music blog post series. They said no, so it's just individual songs. But anyway, I'm just holding this up, so if anybody is interested in like, it's a legit QR, it's not anything dodgy, so if you want to try that, go for it. So it was really good. I can't remember if I said that they did the Style Council's Shout to the Top song as well. Great song. It's a song I don't know the lyrics to, so I wasn't singing along, but I was really enjoying it. So they left. We had to wait a wee bit longer, and then before Barbara came on, there was like samples of people saying Barbara or talking about a Barbara from like film and TV, including, which I was very happy about, the League of Gentlemen. Yes, I'm really, I'd love to know if Barbara, the band, are actually fans of the League and Stephen Rees and that kind of thing. Anyway, so that was played and then the band came on and they launched straight into their songs. They are not a band who just come on, play the songs and maybe a bit of banter with the audience and that was it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just all of them seem to really be enjoying themselves. And I know they're a fairly new band in terms of just having one album out so far, so you know, they're maybe not jaded about the whole industry yet. But I was just watching each of them. There was 5 in total, as they were playing, and they were just like bouncing and just having fun. And the front man, John Tideman, he was just like, I don't think that man can like rest. He's just jumping, like kicking his legs, hiking up his trousers, maybe get a belt next time. They were just all having fun, and it was just very enthusiastic. If the band is having fun and not fake fun, like genuine fun, that it just hits the audience, and the audience feel that as well. So that was great. So as well as the fun, they just did like silly things as well. So there were bits where in a song lyric, if they were talking about looking left, every single one of them looked left, and little things like that, which are just little trivial things, but they just I don't know, just make you giggle and just whatever. There was even a marriage proposal, not a real one. So there was a new song called Stag Do, and at the end, one of them proposed to another one. Not really. And there was like confetti sort of thrown on them, and there was bubbles, a bubble machine going off at certain points. There was balloons at the front of the stage, so the audience were encouraged to like hit the balloons, keep them going in the air. Yeah, it was just such a fun gig. So yeah, there was like back and forth with the audience, participations instead, in terms of clapping, in terms of singing back stuff and standing up, and yeah, it's just really, really good. So they did mention something about the castle, so I don't know if they're going to be playing the castle. I know they already have done. They did so with Paul Weller. I don't know when it was, but it sounds like they're maybe going to be playing the castle again. If you can't, like, I actually do recommend, I'm not being paid to say this, I wish, I do actually recommend you go and see them, or if you're not going to go and see them for whatever reason, listen to their music, because it really is like a old school, but I don't know, it's good. I'm crap at reviewing, that's why I don't review, I muse about things, but do go and listen to their album. So the gig ends, applaud, applaud, applaud. They come back for an encore, brilliant, everybody's standing, having fun, applaud, applaud, applaud. So it ends, and then so I got to the merch stall, which I think is run by their parents. So frontman John and the pianist, keyboardist Henry are brothers, and they're like Barbara generally. So I think it was their parents that were running the stall. So I got a few things, because I like to get some merch when I've been to a gig, if I can, apart from capacity, because everything was just, there's too many people around the merch stall. So yeah, I'll show you what I got first of all, but this is a merch from the merch stall. So this is a set list. It was not signed when I nabbed it from the stage after they'd gone. Helped by another lady, by the way, so it was her who encouraged me and helped me onto the stage and helped me off. So then I went up to the merch stall and got, I'll show you what I got. So I've already got this on CD, but I got their album, because support music you like, support artists that you like, and I like them. So that's the back of it as well. I don't know if the lyrics are in there. I hope there's lyrics, because I do like albums with lyrics, and their CD doesn't have lyrics. So record, and then I just got two things, and then I got t-shirts. I thought, why don't I get a t-shirt? I ought to get large because I got a belly. So I got this one, Barbara, in blue, because I don't really have many blue things, clothes wise. And then I was waiting, oh god, I feel so bad, because their parents were having to hunt for a large, or a blue t-shirt in large. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't matter. And they're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, oh. So while I was waiting, the band started like coming around and everything. I think I very briefly spoke to Henry, keyboardist, pianist, to say, oh, it's great, everything, it's my first gig. And then I just said, oh, I've got like my own original songs, but I'm too scared or don't have any confidence to play them. And he just said, oh, just do it. Find somewhere that's, nearby that you can go to, that you can perform. And it's like, okay. I really need to, anyway, that's a story for another day. So I asked him, oh, would you sign the set list, because there's cellophane on the album and it's just too faffy, because everybody had sweaty hands. So he signed it, and then I was waiting for the rest of them, and then the drummer, he said, oh hi, did you enjoy it? I saw you singing away. It's like, oh yeah, it's great, they're singing the songs that I knew. So yeah, so I got 4 of the 5 band members' signatures on the set list, which is quite nice. So I'd love to go and see them again and just get more albums and just support them as a sort of relatively new band, as opposed to what I normally do is find a band who's been going for decades and then find out, like XTC, they're no longer a thing. So I think that's my review. That's 13 minutes now. Oh, I'll have to edit that down. And I hope the microphone's been working. So that's my review. Barbara, supported by Matthewplease, at the Voodoo Rooms, Edinburgh, the 29th of May. Oh God, I don't know what day it is. 2026. I was going to say 2006, but it's not. So yeah, so Barbara, they're on Bandcamp, they're on Facebook, they're probably on like TikTok, which I'm not on, and Instagram, which I'm not on. But yeah, if you can, listen to the music because you probably will really love it, actually. So I'm going to finish my tea because it's probably really cold and I've got nothing else to drink until the morning. Okay, bye.